Well, I mentioned over at Community Relief Fund the story about the small claims trial, how it was amazing. So here's the full story. So my friend calls me up the day before the small claims trial, says he needs help. He's in over his head. He sued somebody for $700, right? It's not big money. Well, it is big money if you don't have it. He didn't have it. So it was big money to him. But in the courthouse, it's a very small case. But anyway, the person he sued had hired a lawyer, and there was a trial date set, 9 o'clock the next morning, and he calls me to go with him. So didn't want to, but I did. So I get to the courthouse that morning before the trial, and I asked him if I could see his, his paperwork. And I looked at the paperwork, at what he filed, who he sued for what, and I realized he has no case. He sued the wrong person. He had a contract with one person, a lady, but he sued her boyfriend, who he had no contract with. And I said to my friend, I said, I hate to tell you this, but you're not going to win this. You have sued the wrong person. And so he said, well, my mistake, I guess. But the trial is still set for 9 o'clock. So the other lawyer came in, and I was talking to him in the hallway, and he was telling me, he said, you know what, your client's got no case. And I said, I know, I understand. He filed against the wrong person, I know. And this other lawyer was getting a bit snotty about it, though. He was like, well, this is wasting my time, wasting the court's time, wasting my client's time. I should sue back for my attorney fees. And he was just making a big show of it. And I said, I understand, I know, I'll just go up there, I'll tell the judge something, you give him the law, and it'll be over. Just relax. So, waiting for the case to be called, I'm thinking, what do I tell the judge? I can't say, Judge, we have no case. You can't say that, right? So I thought of something from my law school days. Way back in my mind was this thing called laws of equity. Laws of equity. And I don't 100% for sure know what that means. In my practice, which was real estate, I didn't deal with that. But it sounded good, right? So our case gets called up, and I say, Judge, I think laws of equity demand that my client gets a judgment in his favor. And the other lawyer argued the case, the law, and I'm waiting for the judge to say, Mr. Evans, you're wrong on this one. But the judge thought about it for about 30 seconds. And the judge said, I think Mr. Evans is right. Laws of equity. And no one was more surprised than me. And then I doubled down. I said, that's right, Judge. Laws of equity demand that we get this judgment. And so the judge signed the judgment in our favor, right? And the other lawyer was mad. We walked out of the courthouse together. He was so mad, if you had took a cigar or a cigarette and put it to his forehead, it would have lit. He was just fuming. And I said to him, well, let's just work something out between us. He said, no, I'm going to appeal this. If I have to go to the Supreme Court, I am going to go to the Supreme Court. This is just wrong. And he was just mad. So he appealed it, and of course he won because the law was on his side. But for that one moment in time, I thought, well, this is my greatest victory yet in the court of law. I pulled something out of my mind from law school days, and it seemed to stick, at least for a few minutes. And that alone was worth going there for at 9 o'clock in the morning to have that experience. So hope you enjoyed the story. And thanks for watching these services, and we'll see you real soon. Take care.